welcome to another episode of my Minecraft modded world. We're not on our world right now, we're on a creative world, and that's because I want to explain what we're going to do this episode. So, this last episode we left off with a bunch of vaults around the farms, and they're basically untouched. And so, what we want to do is we want to have one place where we can get all these items to, and then just get them from this chest. So we can call our items here, and then everything gets routed to here. So how are we going to do that? So we're going to use these Frogports. So essentially what these Frogports do is we have these chain conveyors from last episode. We can link a spot over here, and then we can link this to a packager, in which, when any items come out, this Frogport is going to send it onto this chain conveyor. So this cardboard box loops around this chain conveyor. And then, if we have another Frogport here, this can retrieve items depending on its name, depending on whether or not it's the right place that it's assigned to. So if this place is called a, say, receiver, and then we have a stockkeeper here that sets to a receiver. We can, if we have items in this vault, we can say we want oak logs to the receiver address over here, and then we send it, and this cardboard moves across this chain conveyor, and then it should, in theory, get sent to this Frogport, and then it goes into this chest. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect all of those vaults together into one neat place at the top of this glass building over here. So if you remember, we have all these vaults sort of laid out here, 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 here. And so we're going to have all of these vaults link up to somewhere up here where we can retrieve all our items. And so let's hop into Survivor World and see how we're going to do just that. Alright, we got a couple things. We got our chain conveyors, our chains, our stock tickers, our stock links, and our packagers. So I'm going to quickly go through what stock links do. Is you have these vaults, and then you have these packagers, and then these stock links. So these stock links link to these packagers, and these stock tickers link to these stock links. And so what you can do is you can have a seat with a mob next to it, and that opens an interface, which is basically a storage interface. So if you want, say, a stack of cherry logs, it would send a packager, it would send a signal, and then that packager will get a cardboard package, and that gets our cherry logs. And so the one thing we're missing is our Frogports. And so if we go here, we can have check our recipe for the Frogports. So we need slime balls, a vault, and our andesite alloy. So we're missing some slime balls. So the create mod adds a neat recipe to make our slime balls by mixing dough and lime dye. So we can get dough by milling. Well, we have to mix our wheat flour with water, and we get wheat flour by crushing or milling our wheat. Alright, I thought I might show you something, right? We got this, it's called I Wanna Skate mod. I think it adds skateboards to Minecraft. We're going to explore it a bit in a later date, but we got this wandering skater. And I think you can use one of these things, emerald skateboard wheels, so you can make them by, I think, any skateboard wheels with 8 emeralds. And then I bought some skateboard wheels from this guy. And then I think you can just, do you right click it? I don't think that worked. I'm not sure. But it changed trades, so that is interesting. But we're going to explore that mod at a later date. But I want to show you something, because we got the storage system set out. So if we just fly, I reckon, fly up here, I'm gonna break through the roof, and we got here a blaze burner connected to a stock ticker. This stock ticker is connected to these things, stock links, and these are connected to this packager, and it's connected to these vaults. And so you have these vaults, and all of their inventories are linked to this stock ticker, which you can use this blaze burner to access the inventory of. So we have these Frogports, and then we have this receiver Frogport over here. So whenever we want something, so let's say we want a stack of tough, you're gonna see that the Frogport put that package there, and then it's gonna get received by the receiver, and then the box is gonna go in there and then into our chest. And so we can just get everything from here. For now, this place looks a bit plain, so we're going to decorate this place and make it look a bit nicer. I have a bit of an idea. So we're going to use these display boards. So we ponder here. You can see that it's like a scalable sign. So what we can do is we can hook them up to our vaults, and then it would show how much of each item that we have. So let's just pop it down here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 2. So there's about 2 rows per block. So we're going to do 5 rows because we have 10 stuff, 10 items, and that's going to show up on these display boards. So one thing about these display boards is we're going to need some rotational force. We're going to need a cogwheel. Actually, we need a cogwheel from here, and then we're going to take the rotational power from this conveyor here, and we're going to hook it up to the display board. Right, so I got this clipboard, and we're going to say write something down, and then you can see we have our display board here, and it should be running. So if we put down our clipboard on it, you can see that it makes this text. So we can pop that down as many times as we want, and then you can get rid of it by just right-clicking it with an empty hand. Of course, the interesting bit is we have to use these display links. I'm going to link it to this display board. Then we can go down here to our vaults over here, and we can put this on a smart observer. This basically just looks at the vault and tells you how much stuff there is. I think there's a bunch of other stuff it can do, but I'm not exactly sure. But I know it does this. So there you go. We can put that there, and then we can display the list of matching items, the phone number, and we're going to put line 1 for this one. And now the display board is telling us that we have 2,677 tough. I've got an idea on how to build this thing. So here we've got our materials. We got some concrete, some dark oak planks, some jungle planks, and then some copycat slabs, and then some limestone or dolomite. We're going to have this as our floor, our dark oak as our floor, and then we're gonna have concrete as our walls for the first floor, and then for the other floors we're going to have our jungle planks as our walls, and then for our ceilings we're going to have our limestone. And we're going to show you a little neat trick that you can use with the copycat slabs. A neat little trick you can do is that if you want your ceiling and your floor to have to occupy the same block, you can use these slabs, these copycat slabs. What they do is they let you have two different block types, occupying the same block. So I want my cut limestone to be my ceiling, so I'm going to put the cut limestone here, and then I want my dark oak to be my floor, and then I can put it on top here, and you can see they occupy the same block, and that way we can easily shrink the amount of space we need to build, which is quite nice. Alright, I'm going to keep building, and I'll see you when I've finished the flooring and the walls, and we're going to talk about how we're going to decorate this place. We've built all of our floors and the walls, but you might notice that we have a 3x3 hole that goes through all of these floors. And that's because we're going to build an elevator. So the wonderful thing about Create is it allows you to use an elevator pulley to set up your own elevator. So we're going to quickly build our elevator, and then we're going to explain how this elevator pulley actually works. Now that we have our elevator set up, we can make an elevator using this elevator pulley. So what this elevator pulley does is it finds a glued structure that's right underneath it. And so if we glue this thing together, we got to do this, and then go up here, and there you go. This thing's glued together. And so if we right click this elevator pulley, it would make a elevator contraption out of it. And so you can see here, we can set which floor we go to. So how do we set which floor we go to? So right underneath here is a redstone contact. And so this redstone contact, on the other side there's another redstone contact. And as you can see, when we've made this elevator, it's turned into an elevator contact. And so each one of these elevator contacts show you where the elevator would move when this thing's set up. And so we've got 5 floors here, So you can go from 4th floor to 0. Currently on the 4th floor. So if we want to go on, say, the 2nd floor, we just press the button and we pop out on the 2nd floor. Let's say we want to go to the ground floor, just press the button and we're on the ground floor. Alright, so we got a mod here called Mr. Crayfish's Furniture Mod, and this allows you to make furniture. So we need this electricity generator, which takes fuel, and then we have this workbench here where we can put in planks, and then say we want spruce desk, and then we can just get it from here. We're back, and we've built up our office over here. So on the ground floor we have our receptionist. He's stuck there with this chair. We also got a stock link here so that we can actually access the inventory from him. We also have this bell. I'll tell you what this bell does. So if we say go to the 4th floor and have the elevator leave without us, we can press this bell, and what this bell is going to do is going to send a redstone signal to this redstone link, and then this redstone link is actually linked to this elevator contact. So when a elevator contact gets powered by a redstone signal, it calls the elevator to come all the way down to this floor. So as you can see, it's all the way down here. So we can go to the 1st floor, actually go to the 1st floor, and then we got our cubicles with some villagers on them, and then we got a bigger office on the 2nd and the 3rd floor. And then on our top floor we've made well, we didn't make much, but we have a villager here to interact with, as well as a balcony up here that we might do something with at a later date. But for now, we'll turn our attention to the brick farm. Or what was the brick farm, because I actually took it down. As you can tell. That's because we actually have a lot of brick. We have 40,000 bricks, which is more bricks than we'll need for quite a while. And we're actually running out on zinc. Because while I was building this, I kept running out of zinc, and I had to go mining, come back, go mining again, and come back. So right now we're going to build a zinc farm. So we got this schematic cannon set up here, which is connected to an item vault with everything we need, and then we can just press play, and it'll just print out our farm. So after it's done, I'll quickly explain how this farm actually works. Our zinc farm is set up, so it uses a cobblestone generator into a tuff generator. The tuff recipe is provided by Create Ultimate Factory, so it's not the base create mod. And then the tuff gets funneled out, and then it gets crushed into zinc nuggets, as well as flint, copper, and gold. And you can see here we have 54 copper ingots, 45 zinc ingots, and 44 gold ingots, and it's only been running for about 20 minutes. Well, actually it's not even 20 minutes, it's been running for about like 10 minutes, so it's pretty good. So we had to make a really small adjustment to this farm. As you can tell here, we have our pressing setup with an iron nugget. So I completely forgot that tuff, when crushed, actually makes iron nuggets. So I completely forgot about that. I thought it only made gold, copper, and zinc, but it also made iron nuggets. So the flint still gets thrown in the lava, but now we can also make iron, even though we have a giant iron farm over there, but that's okay. But I think that'll be it for this episode. Next episode, we'll have a little bit of a change of pace. We're going to be doing a little bit of exploring. Because I actually downloaded a lot of, a couple of terrain mods. A couple of things we could check out. So, that'll be it for today's episode. Hope to see you guys in the next one.